Hello there, Stacey. Okay, great work. Okay, I give you difficult essays to write on purpose because I want you to do some research about it. If you don't know the answers, do some research about it, get some vocabulary, and it's better that you can do the research now, or you write the essay, or you struggle now, rather than in the exam where you can't access Google, where you can't research your answer and all the rest of it. Okay, so let's go. That's why there's a video included as well, by the way. The issue of limiting creativity after the introduction of intellectual property laws has grown in importance in our advanced technological society. Genius. Although the existence of copyright regulations is to prevent original inventions being... we can't use trespass. Trespass is for property. I said that in the email I sent. Okay? I said be careful with the word trespass. Anyway, let's carry on. It's to prevent original inventions being stolen without lawful permission. Original inventions being used without lawful permission. Okay, now we're full stop. It must not be forgotten that human creativity has also been fully restricted to read-only modes, which may lead to endangering social development. Okay? This essay will discuss the limitations to creativity using examples from software development and entertainment industries to demonstrate points and support arguments. Good. Okay. I reworded this just to make it easy. We don't need humans, okay, because animals don't... Well, we know we're talking about humans, okay, basically, so we don't have to write it. Firstly, since the inception... Okay, we've already used this structure, so the examiner can't give you points if you're using the same structure throughout the essay, okay? So, use it once, forget about it, then take the next opportunity to use another structure, okay? So let's see. Firstly, copyright regulations have often had a positive effect on the human willingness to create. Full stop. This is due to the fact that people are more cautious of, let's see, of infringing policies and ultimately end up being prosecuted. Okay? Excuse me. For example, recent surveys by North American software develop. Okay, recent surveys by the North American Software Developers Summit have shown that 80% of developers had to register to comply with certain software copyright and pay for licensing fees before using it. Therefore, the protected software can only be accessed by people who can afford to pay for it. On the other hand, we don't need the on the other hand. Okay, finish. Okay, and then just say, therefore, the protected software can only be accessed by people who can afford it, and this undoubtedly has a negative effect on creativity. Full stop. Bang. That's it. Okay? Job's done. And we keep it under the word limit because I'm pretty certain we're over the word limit. Let's go. Secondly, although there are restrictions applied to intellectual property protection laws, it ensures unauthorized users can be prosecuted and brought to justice. Full stop. Okay? Without such regulations, there would be little incentive to produce new products for our society. Full stop. This is because enterprises could have spent enormous resources to invent and produce new products, thus expecting to gain profits from selling them to consumers. For instance, fine, that's wonderful work. For instance, recent studies by the US entertainment industry showed that only 40% of Hollywood movie viewers paid to watch. Okay, for instance, recent studies by the US entertainment industry showed that only 40% of Hollywood movies are paid for to watch, whereas over 50% of users downloaded the music. We don't need whereas, we can just finish there. Okay? This has caused billions of lost investment. Okay, this has cost the industry billions of dollars, and therefore has reduced the number of movies it could have produced each year. In conclusion, despite tremendous benefits of copyright laws seen as protecting patent, check your spelling, patent owners, disadvantages of restricted creativities have outweighed the benefits. Thus, there should be new regulations allowing free access to open sources and individual users. Really difficult now. Okay, I would have gone for simpler arguments. Okay, I would have gone for simpler arguments. Like this one is fine. We just need to have said it in less words. The above one is a little bit trickier to understand. I'd have gone for a simpler argument, simpler example. Yeah. Let's see. Copyright regulations limit creativity. This can be seen if an artist wants to remix another artist's music, they can be sued. I don't know. For example, the DMCA Act, or for example, 15% of YouTube producers were sued last year in America alone. Therefore, copyright law restricts creativity. Okay? That's it. Simple argument. Okay? Of course, you'll elaborate it and expand on it a little bit more, but making it a little bit simpler like that would have helped. Would have been a good opportunity to show the examiner your grammatical abilities. Alright? Let's just check. So, good work there. Good work there, Stacey. Go for simplicity because you've got the grammar, you've got the vocab. We don't want to get tripped up with complex arguments. The bar chart shows the percentage of calories consumed from 4 different food categories: dairy, meat, pulses and vegetables, from 3 groups for 3 age groups of male men. Yeah, or by 3 age groups of men living in the UK. Here it would be more common to say from 0 to 24. It is obvious that the major source of calories is dairy products, over 40%, followed by now this is how I would have said it, followed by meat, vegetables and pulses at around roughly 20% each. Okay, group that category because it's kind of similar and we can pick up points for grouping. Okay, let's see. Now, between 25 and 49, the calorie sources of meat doubled, more than doubled to 50%, and was the most popular. Full stop. Pulses remain the least source of calories for this age group at 10% of total intake, and the percentage of calories from vegetables is slightly higher at 15%. Good. Around over 50, it is immediately over 50, pulses are the most significant source of calories. Approximately two-thirds of total foods eaten are we could have just said this. Let's see now. So over 50, it is immediate. Over 50, approximately two-thirds of total foods eaten are pulses, the largest representing the largest percentage. There are less than 20% of calories from each remaining food category, with vegetables the lowest at 10%. Okay, can you see that? I said pretty much the same but with much less words. Okay, let's see. To summarize, the graph shows that during that during the 3 life periods of UK males, the calorie source will vary differently. Okay, yeah, we could say will differ greatly, but it's okay. Will vary differently. No, here will vary considerably would have been better. Full stop. Each group had a preference, and vegetables were amongst the lowest, regardless of age. Full stop. Okay, good work there, though, Stacey. You're coming along good. Now for the next one, for your task 2 especially, really try and write your essay. Okay, pay attention to word count, and if it's about 390 words, go through it and edit it and just cut anything that's not going to be there, and have a look at the advanced chapters about using verbs instead of nouns, about using negative verbs instead of negative constructions. Okay, doing really good, Stacey. Keep going.